It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love. It was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital.
Okay, hopefully, it's happened to me before. The end of that race, it'll pick up on their channel. I'm really, really sorry about that, but we've been getting 100-degree weather in PA, and honestly, I'm thankful I still have my power. There are a lot of towns near me. You can look it up on the internet. Big Laville, it's about 7 minutes away from me in one direction. They had a transformer blow 2 days ago. They were out of power till this morning. Littlestown, Sunday, they were out of power till last night. It's crazy, man. We're a small town, you know. I told you, Gettysburg, PA is where I'm from. So now a lot of rich. I wouldn't call myself, super poor. I gotta, me and my wife do okay. I live in a house, but I'm definitely not rich by any means. But there are a lot of rich city folks who work down in the Maryland area, Frederick, Baltimore, who are willing to do the hour drive to work. And cheaper taxes up here, so we're building a lot in Gettysburg, man. It's not like the small town that I grew up with necessarily. I guess we just can't handle the power grid, but hopefully the FTM big block, small block showdown here at the Lanier Speedway can handle it. I mentioned it before, but big shout out to FTM for sponsoring both of these divisions here this season. Awesome that they're willing to put up the money, friends and family can watch these things, enjoy themselves. That's what it's all about. When I was always pumped about the races I was in being broadcast, it was always so my dad could watch. Loved when my dad could watch me put a couple laps in the sim. Did Brandon Templeton get beat by John Hahn? No, they're like the identical spot. Got to give it to Brandon Templeton first, but John Hahn And almost got him here. We roll around. I'm going to try to be my normal broadcasting self. I am trying to keep an eye on, though, the connection issues, as Brandon Templeton right now is the top dog. Dino P2, Randall Dixon parks at second now in the 0-1-1 for his final lap. Good lap there for the 0-1-1 of Randall Dixon. Trevor Giroux puts it P4 as he pulls off the racetrack. Dylan Kinsey P5, his final time around. What's Superman gonna do here? Rolls down the backstretch. Well, actually, Sam Bachman, purple, sector 1. Let's keep an eye on the Sam Akonda. What's it look like? Looks damn good. Top of the charts for the 007 Sam Bachman. P1 here in qualifying so far, as all drivers have put in a time. Sammy Bachman going to qualify quick time. Not sure. Only 18 drivers in this one. So it is either going to be a 666, excuse my French, 3 heat races, 6 drivers apiece. Or let's test my math skills. A 9-9. We're going 2 heat races, so I'm not too sure what they'll unveil here for us tonight. My gut tells me the 3 heat races, but we'll have to see. And well, the gut always prevails. Row 3 to the outside, the 218 of Superman Kurt Schatzer, to the inside, the 16 of Mr. Excitement Matt Barber. Row 2 to the outside, the 007 of Sam Bachman, to the inside, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds. Row 1 for heat race number 1. Winner starts on the pole, to the outside, the 71 of the Professor John Hine, to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Of course, you know, we know what's going to happen. I'll reset this overlay 2 times. Heat race number 1, heat race number 2, and heat race number 3. It'll work magically. I don't know what the sauce is in that, you know, that gets it to go, but it's not gonna question it. They're just gonna be happy that that button click fixes it. We get to go out here and play a little bit. Have to see if that Bass Pro machine can use the outside like folks did in those earlier heat races in the 358s. It seemed like you wanted to be on the outside. This track maybe a little more wear to it than the 358 had when we went racing. We'll have to see. As the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. Dean Reynolds thinking about making it 3 wide. Couldn't get it to the bottom. Here comes Sam Bachman, your quick time. You know, they do the 4-car invert. Pole starts to the outside of row 2. What can Sammy Bachman do here? 007, no holds to fit that thing through as Hine and Barker battle side by side. John Hine trying to get the run off of 4. He's got the lead at the line. Can't get down there and shut the door. Jeff Barker gets a little shot. Oh, Matt Barber. From Sam Bachman. Dino then got to the back of Sam. Kurt and Dean couldn't check up at the time. They go around. It's a 4-car battle left here with 5 laps to go. Almost 3 wide per second here is Mr. Excitement. Got to pick them off any way you can. What can Matt Barber do here? Rolling the center through 3 and 4. Matt Barber carrying the steam off of 2. Can't thread the needle, though. There's a big gap. He's really trying. Just can't get it in there, but now works to the outside of the 007. With 3 laps to play, my Gambler Motorsports teammate leads the way. John Hine sees those popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. And Jeff Barker just trying to hold off the Hornets here behind. Sam Bachman down to the basement here. That's where he's been the last couple laps. He's been stuck in the cellar. Nobody will unlock him and let him out here. He's trying to find some air down there. Oh, maybe found some off it too. battle on for second as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. John Hine takes home the checkered flag, and Sam Hoffman with a slider through 3 and 4. Still second at the line. Jeff Barker, Matt Barber, Dean Reynolds, Kurt Schatzer rounds out the field. Sorry, I was checking the connection stuff. And Ron, I just noticed what you said. That's amazing that you know Mr. G's. That is so crazy. I can't tell you how many kids I went to school with that was their first job. That ice cream shop right behind the middle school. And it is still good. It is still good. But Mr. G's did change owners 2 years ago. Sold to another family. It's still damn good. Row 3 to the outside, the 21 of Blackjack, John Tobias. To the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 2 to the outside, the 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. To the inside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Row number 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. And starting on the pole, the 444 of Scott Rayo. And the Lincoln Diner as well. That's another one. That was about 7 years ago. I don't know how long it's been since you've been here, but that changed families as well. But I know the family who bought the Lincoln Diner. They're pretty cool. They own another place where my brother-in-law actually just went tonight for wings up in Chambersburg. They own a couple restaurants. As the green flag waves back and ready to play, heat race number 2 is underway. Scott Rayon with a good slide into 1 and 2. He's not going to look back, man. He's got the lead. Could it be? Him and Trevor Giroux ran 1-2 in heat race number 3 in the small box. Now they're in heat race 2, but could they do it again? And Trevor says, hold your horses, Shaggy. I want a little more than that. I'm going to look to the bottom. Couldn't find the grip to run underneath that for. Going to try it one more time. The Philly Flyer, man, you can hear the hooves clapping. 6 laps to go. Oh, man, he's got the horses rolling in that 75. Trying to find it, man. It's there. If the 75 can string it together, he's going to get this. Scott Rayo trying to fight it off here. He's doing the best he can, but he's giving his teammate too much room. And, you know, probably doing it by design. But boy, oh boy, you're going to give him that much room. He's going to be able to pounce. And, oh, maybe give it back to Scotty at the line. But they are side by side dancing with the devil here in Georgia. Slide job for Trevor Giroux. I told you it was only a matter of time. If he was getting those kinds of runs with that kind of room on the bottom, it may be the same story for Anthony Morano, except you saw Scotty said, no way, ain't going to do it again. Going to pinch him off, going to run this middle here. That's what the 444 needs to do if he wants to hold these boys off. Going to leave a little air open for the 32. You can see has a hiccup, comes off the corner, doesn't have the grip that the 4 and the 75 have. And with the white flag displayed, 1 lap goes away. Can Scott Rayo find a way back past that Philly Flyer? Goes up to the top shelf. Little too late here, though. He's got a big run. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Give it to the Philly Flyer. Scott Rayo, Anthony Morano, Kelly Wheeler, Brandon Templeton, and Blackjack John Tobias. All 6 guys within 2 seconds. Jeez, what a hell of a finish there. I can't remember the last time I called a heat race and I heard vroom, 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 all 6 guys that quick. Anybody could have brought that one home. That's just, you know, this racetrack tough to pass on right now. So not necessarily fair to those guys in the back. You can see the speed, everyone pretty equal, but 3rd and final heat race of the night here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Row 3 to the outside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. To the inside, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyce. Row 2 to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 1 for heat race number 3 to the outside, the 051 of Putt Putt Clay Christopherson. And starting on the pole, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Bobby, maybe looking for some sponsorship in that 7. You know, feel free to hit up the man. I'm sure you could use some model airplane parts. You know, if you own a model airplane company, try to get your name out there. Look at all that room on the 7 for you. Just give that man some free parts. As we're set, getting ready to play. Heat race number 3 is underway as the green flag waves. Good jump there for Blake Stopperson on the outside, but Bobby says, I don't care. Slams the door shut, gets up in front of that 51, and Blake Stopperson gonna have to do it a different way here. Might have to follow Trevor Giroux here. Working that shadow. He does go to the bottom. Quick work. Bob gets a little loose on entry. He's gonna go from first to worst here. First to 6th for the 7 of Bob to good. Not what you want to see there on lap number 2. Plenty of time there to regain his spots when we get back feature racing. As there's 6 laps to go, Randall Dixon to the high side. Entering turn 3, just trying to get any kind of run he can on Clay. Maybe trying to arc it off. You see he does a shorter way around on corner exit, longer way around on corner entry. Doesn't pay off there through 1 and 2, but he gains a lot on the 51 of Clay Stopperson there as we enter. Let's go to Dylan Kinsey here. We're all kind of spread out. Let's ride with Dylan for a lap. You can see, man, Randall Dixon. I mean, this is a good view. You can see him reeling in, but really there's just nothing appetizing. You can see how shiny it is down there. Not going to get much of a run. You can't send it in there. You won't find grip. Randall, he's going to have to try. He gets a big run off of 4. Now we're rolling through 1 and 2, but that's going to have to be his try main point. Going to have to try to throw a slider here in 1. As we come to the line, white flag in the air. Randall not close enough to do it. And you got to think Clay Stopperson here just going to twiddle his thumbs. Final time through 3 and 4. He can see that checkered flag, reach up and grab it. You won heat race number 3, followed by Randall Dixon, Dylan Kinsey, Pat Boyce, and Jason Butterfield. And that's another one. I mean, Bob got a little bunched up there early, but 5 drivers crossing the line that quick. Put them under a blanket. Here's we roll into warm-ups. And we're not going to play the intermission videos. We're going to stay right here because I'm just going to make up an excuse in my head that I don't want to jeopardize anything with the connection. We're just going to keep it here. We'll just run a little different TV views, check these guys out. I'll grab a drink, mute myself, and stick around 30 laps here at the Lanier Speedway coming up. Wow, Scott Rayome is your quick man. He was quick there in the 358s as well, if you remember, but a little contact kind of sent him to the rear. And let's see if Scott can hold on this time. It'd be neat. See that 444 hammer down, running up towards the front. Right now, the top dogs, top three, I should say, are all FTM drivers. Brandon Templeton. First guy to throw a wrench in the FTM party. As warm-ups come to a close, we get set to take a look here at our starting feature lineup. Have to see who will bring it home 30 laps in the big blocks here at the Lanier National Speedway. Remember, we could have some guys in a small block as well. So don't really know. As we'll click here to the end, take a look at our starting lineup. Rounding out the field, row 9, the 7 of Bob DeGood to the inside. The 21 of Blackjack, John Tobias. Row 8 to the top shelf, Superman in the 218, Kurt Schatzer. To the inside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. Row 7 to the outside, the 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. To the inside, the 79 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. Row 6 to the outside, the 41 of the librarian, Pat Boyce. To the inside, the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. Row 5 to the outside, the 16 of Mr. Excitement, Matt Barber. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 4 to the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. To the inside, the 53, or the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Parker. Row 3 to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. To the inside, the 444 of Scott Young. Row 2 to the outside, the 007 of Sam Bachman. To the inside, the 051 of Putt-Putt Clay Stopperson. Row 1 for your full throttle motorsports big block modified feature. To the outside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer. And starting on the pole, the 71 of 3 wide, John Hine. Green flag waves, 30 on play at the Lanier National Speedway. John Hine trying to get that 71 up to the front here, but that 75 screaming like a bat out of hell on the top shelf. John Hine trying to muscle his way up into it. Oh, maybe a little contact there. Sam Bachman, maybe not going to like that one, but he's going to have to scrub the dirt off here. Go back, get at it. No big deal. Plenty of time to play here at the Lanier National Speedway. Sammy drives it in, trying to get it all back here. As we're 2, 3 wide all the way through the field. Brandon Templeton sandwiched in a Kelly Wheeler. Librarian sandwich here. B-Temp backs out of it, coming out of 2, but drives it right back in 3. And oh man, watch out, Brandon Templeton. Jeff Barker working that inside. He's watching guys dance all around him as Sam Bachman tries to work back to the middle. 3 wide. Sammy B trying to tear it down. Now up top. Can he get to the outside of the 71? Answers no. Almost gets into the left rear quarter panel of his teammate there in the 4, Scott Rayome. And John Hine trying to hold off the set of teammates here, but Scott Rayome at 444, man, he is quick. He showed the pace in warm-ups, and we got a battle for the lead. Trevor Giroux feeling the pressure here from the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Putt-putt, trying to work his way into the lead, coming off of 4, give it to Clay at the line. Going to be important if we get a caution. It's Clay Christopherson's. That battle of the line is super important here in the dirt side of things as we watch Dylan Kinsey work to the inside of Brewerton Beast. Dylan Kinsey just can't find the drive off. Jeff Barker too quick on that outside, and man, oh boy, we got guys using up every inch of this racetrack. Anthony Morano almost gets it up into the outside of the 011. I mean, he is using it for all it's worth. Let's Let's go up top. You can see these guys sliding around, getting so close to each other here. And this is all a battle for the top 5. Anthony Morano, that man in 6th on the outside looking in. John Hine holding on to 4th. That's that 71. And Sam Bachman there in the 007. The smaller Golder number, or the Colt number. On the roof there, that's going to be Sam. He watches the 71 get into the outside wall. We're now 3 wide. Oh boy, it comes across the nose there of his teammate in the 32. Sam gets in the wall, comes back down. John gets into him. Do-si-do, Sam Bachman. Oh, man. Definitely not the start to his race he wanted here. Couple points of contact there with the 71. They do it a little bit there. He thinks, I got to go in. I got to try to hook this thing up. Let's go up top. He doesn't, it didn't look like he got in the wall. John just maybe thought he could fit it underneath because Sam actually doesn't get in the wall. I thought he got in the wall. So Sam, just a short slider here, you know, did it early. John tries to cut underneath here. It just gets into him. And, man, Sam Bachman, you could see him crank the wheels right. He was trying to straighten it up, and then he goes off John one more time and sent it a little too straight there. So that's definitely not what he wanted. And the leader, who I thought would have been Clay Christopherson, but it looks like it's Trevor Giroux, and he chooses the outside. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Very confusing as we get ready to roll back to play. 17 laps at the Lanier National Speedway. Trevor Giroux brings us to the green, and he had a good jump there on the outside. He's got that thing screaming. Scott Rayome trying to slide up in front of that 71. John not going to leave any room. Caution flag waves, and we should have now a single file restart. That's not what John Hines going to want. Looked like he was about to possibly get a spot there, but Kelly Wheeler, Brandon Templeton, and Kurt Schatzer, I'm seeing, may have been involved in this one. Let's go to the blimp camera here. See, now you can see Jeff kind of checks up front. You see B-Temp, he just barely gets into the side of the 41, but it's enough that Pat kind of comes down and they all get funneled there in the center, run out of room. That's going to cause the second caution here of the night with Trevor Giroux leading the way out front here in the 075 machine. Realize that Scott Rayome smells like bacon bits and mayonnaise, but you know, I imagine I'm a big fan. That maybe sounds like a good smell to me. We got 16 laps to play as we roll out of 4 green flag waves. We're back underway. The Philly Flyer leads us off into 1 here. John Hine trying to do some shopping there on the inside through 3 and 4. Anthony Morano says, "Thanks, brother. I wanted this stop, Joe. I've been begging for it," but John goes up there, shuts the door. Anthony gonna give him a little front bumper though, gonna say, "Hey man, you gonna leave this open? I'm gonna go shopping up here." He gets a big run. John got the message, gonna shut the door. Randall Dixon, oh man, we're almost 4 wide. As Mr. Excitement working the bottom. Up 4 spots here is that 16, make it 5. As John Hine gets in the outside wall, Anthony Morano moves that 32 on by him. John trying to reel him back in here as we've got a battle for the lead. Oh, mayonnaise and bacon with a slide stop for the lead as the caution flag flies. Whoa, Scotty gonna have to give it all back here to the Philly Flyer. As the caution flag waves for the 3rd time, couldn't tell who it was stopped there in the back. seeing possibly Brandon Templeton here. Sorry, I got to be kind of quick. It's a small racetrack. Okay, so it definitely was Brandon Templeton, but what happened? So contact with John Tobias, it looked like. He got into the back of Bob DeGood. We'll see him get into the back of the 7 machine. They enter the corner, and then, well, that's not, yeah, that is John Tobias. 21 is just upside down. So contact, Brandon goes around. And that's a caution, as we should get ready to be going racing here next time by. I think the lights cut off on the Steve King Foundation pace car. They do. And Trevor Giroux, can he hold off mayonnaise and bacon here? Or can the 444 find a way around the Philly Flyer, who's had the horses galloping out front? As we roll off of 4 green flag ways, 12 laps to play. Scotty to the bottom. Let's see what we got coming off of 2. What's it going to look like? It's still the Philly Flyer, but Scotty is there, man, and he's hungry. It's been a while since he's gotten a win. I'm going to be honest with you, at least in a race that I called. I know we'll tell you all about a sprint car race he got because maybe I was leading it. Well, maybe I got wrecked in it. Who knows? It's up for interpretation. But Scotty inherited the lead, and I'll tell you what, man, I'm rooting for you, Scotty. Go work your way on by that 075. But, man, the Philly Flyer, he ain't going to give it up that easy. And look at the end, man. Here comes Anthony Morano, sliding up to 3rd. Putt answers the bell here. He's going to send him a little dinner back through 1 and 2. I'm going to keep it in the middle there. He says, Anthony, take it upstairs, brother. I know better. I know better. I'm not going to let you crisscross applesauce me. Putt holding it on the bottom. Anthony, though, says, I can do it anywhere, brother. Big time momentum. Big time run up top is Scotty going for it again. But another caution flag for the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. I am not too sure what happened. You can see Kelly drives it into 1. Oh, the 21 had spun around, and Kelly, oh, he tried to turn around. He couldn't. Clipped the inside wall. He never even stopped to bring out that caution. iRacing just sensed he was getting close to the leaders. Kelly tried to let him race. But, man, iRacing wouldn't let him there, and that's tough for Kelly. I can't tell you how mad you are. You know, you get spun out and something like that, but he still has the effort, or the consciousness, I should say, to try to turn that thing around and say, hey, man, these guys are racing up front. I want to keep this thing green for them. But just wasn't enough real estate there to turn that thing around. Caution flag waves for the 4th time as the lights go back off. Steve King Foundation pace car, and we get set to go. We've got an FTM top 4. You know, the next one in 8th. Or, excuse me, Dylan Kinsey in 7th. So it is a chance for a full top 5 here as we see the green flag wave. We're back and ready to play. 6 laps of the Lanier National Speedway. Scott Rayon with a good restart. Tries to take a peek here. Scotty knows, man, he doesn't have time. I mean, time is not his friend right now. You got 5 laps to go. One of the shortest racetracks we're going to go to, and the boys behind you keep getting nasty here. Keep bringing out cautions. What can mayonnaise and bacon do? Side job 3 and 4. Oh, the Philly Flyers got it at the line. Tries to throw a side job. Scotty says, you got no room, brother. I'm going to hold you down. Oh, it's smelling like bacon on the top shelf through 3 and 4. Scott Rayon, he's got it at the line. 3 to go. Trevor Giroux working the top through 1 and 2. Trying to come back to the run here. We got a bad one for 3rd here. As we come to 2 laps to go, Anthony Morano trying to work on his way. Anthony Morano side by side trying to prevail over the 51. All this going on out front. Or I mean behind the man out front. White flag in the air. Scott Mayo. Go get it done. Final time down the backstretch. Oh, open up your helmets. Open up the dukes. Turn on your air fryers and crisp the bacon. Scott Mayo brings home your big block modified feature at the Lanier Speedway, followed by the Philly Flyer, Anthony Morano, Clay Christopherson, and Mr. Excitement rounding out the top 5. Scotty boy getting it done here at the Lanier National Speedway. And Scotty knew where to park it. Scotty knew where to park it. Uses the camera, gets the fireworks show. Oh, Dino says, I want me a little piece of this FTM 123 here. I'm gonna spin the tires a little bit, dust the boys here, maybe give Scott a little dirt shower in that 444. Hell of a race there, and I think the connection held up for this one, which is good because I got another show I'm supposed to do at 9 o'clock. So, man, oh man, what a finish there. May have to restart this one a couple times though, going through the interviews. We only had a little 5-lapper to close it out, but Anthony Morano races his way up from 8th to 3rd. He is going to be happy about that one. I can tell you. I mean, running behind his teammates, and you know, Scott's a little special. Everybody on that team has a soft place in their heart for the special driver of the 444. You don't believe me? Ask this man. Quick time! Anthony Morano, back-to-back podiums, brother, but an FTM 123 this time. And, you know, I mean, just be honest with me here, you know. Scott, he's kind of the, you know, the special brother. I mean, everybody, you got to look out for Scott. And it feels good watching that man bring one home. What's it feel like rounding out the podium to
I think the caution should have just delaying the inevitable for Trevor on that one, but it was definitely a good race to watch. But man, I had to work my ass off to get around Clay there, man. That was a lot of fun.
That's
there.
What I was going to say,
man.
Anthony. You basically took the words out of my mouth. You know, I mean, those cautions made Scott have to work his ass off. But, dude, you were kind of in that same boat. It seemed like you were working under Clay every time that caution flag flew, man. What's going through your head? I mean, are you picking on Clay at all under these cautions, you know, trying to get in his head? I mean, what's happening with you guys?
Nothing really. We're just rolling around talking about God knows what. Usually it's actually nothing to do with what's going on track. Yeah, we're just shooting a breeze because Clay doesn't have buttons on his wheels, so he can't actually talk during or while he's racing. He has to actually reach over and touch the keyboard. So it was just you know, doing what I could to make sure I didn't slide up into him with the right rear. But I know we got close a few times. Just yeah, that's when it's fun, when you can race that close with somebody and never make any contact.
Yeah, man. I focused on you a lot in that blimp camera here in this race because you were doing just that. I mean, floating up, using all the room you can. But when you're that car pinched on the bottom, man, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you're better at these things than me, but you have to. I mean, if you pinch that thing too low going down the straightaways, you just won't have any entrance speed, right?
Yeah, you have no entrance speed, no exit. You'll have nothing. You'll be just a sitting duck, and momentum around the outside will still beat you. So a lot of throttle control with the big block there too, with how slick that track got. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of work in the loud pedal, but you know, just patient enough to barely get Clay. I was actually looking over, going down the straightaway to the finish line, like, oh my god, that's close.
Well, hey, Anthony, man, you round out an FTM podium, back-to-back podiums here. You know the deal, man. You're a points racer. That kind of stuff adds up. That's what you're looking for. Great runs tonight, man. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
You know, big shout out to Scotty and Trevor there getting up here on the podium. They put on a hell of a show, and you know, big shout Scotty picking up the win there. But everybody else at FTM, my wife Sherry, DNC Rear Car, Hi Mom Land, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Vertex Graphics, Expert Installation, Casper Flagstone, Shaggy TV, Shaggy Funeral Broadcast, And everyone, big shout out to Bill Calder. Saw this morning he wasn't feeling too well, so Bill, hopefully you feel better. We get you back out here racing with us soon, and everyone else at Coast to Coast gets the show going.
Anthony, I'm so glad you mentioned him because shame on me. I'm gonna wash my mouth out with soap for not remembering that man. I'm ashamed, and I'll touch on that more later. But hell of a run, Anthony. Congratulations on the big P3, man.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Now we're going to bring up the man who got oh so close, but just watched it kind of wash away, Trevor. And man, it's one of those things. You can get lucky once, you can get lucky twice, but boy, 3 times. I mean, he works under you that 3rd time. I mean, what's going through your head? You kept getting those cautions, kept holding him off, but did you kind of know if we get a long green flag run, man, this dog's fast behind me and he's hungry?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, Scotty's super fast here, and everything. So I kind of knew once he got by Clay that I was kind of just a sitting duck. Kind of made that top work for a little bit. That's where I felt the most comfortable. It might not have been the fastest, but I just put my car where it's comfortable, and then kept getting those cautions, and then just couldn't get back into a groove that I felt comfortable in. Was hitting the wall there a couple times on the top, and then once Scotty got to me, I kind of saw where he was running a little bit and tried to replicate it, but I couldn't finesse the car as good as he could through the slick, and that I think I maybe burnt up the tires a little bit. Running that top, just trying to keep him warm under caution, but yeah, I mean, either way, man, props to Scotty. Like, he's been knocking on the door for a while, and he's had a couple weeks of bad luck, whatever it may be. So
Yeah, and I think the last win he got came from my bad luck. I talked about it on the broadcast there when I got dumped there in the sprint car race. So this has been a while coming for Scotty. And, you guys, man, you made him earn it, but you made it look good out there. And, how aware are you? Now, obviously, your teammates, you got to play nice, but when he throws that slide job on you and you counter it back, you entered the corner awfully high the corner before. He maybe enters a little lower, right on that right rear quarter panel. How aware are you of that? Are you trying to play nice, not park that thing back up in front of him? Because, man, that made it interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who's there, you know who it is, and it's just one of those things where we're teammates, and I have obviously a little bit more respect for my teammates than I do anyone else, right? That's just the way it goes, and you're gonna rub fenders here and there, especially at a track like this where it can be one lane sometimes, but he passed me clean, and I threw it back under him. I probably maybe could have squeezed a slider through there. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. I was totally fine with a second, and just seeing Scotty win, and it's just one of those things. Like I said, he's there, and you know who it is, and you definitely want to race with respect, and you got that logo on the sail panel here, and you want to represent it in a respectful manner, in a good way that represents the team, and especially when there's 2, 3, 4 of us up here, you don't want to be taking teammates out and stuff. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's this is a fun track. I know it kind of gets a little bit of hate, but with just how it can be one lane sometimes. But you get a little more power here, and it can be a little racy. But I mean, overall, man, it's I definitely wanted to win this one, but got a pro late win last week, so I'll let Scotty have this one.
Hey, man, and more importantly, you guys sponsor this show and taking 5 out of the 6 podium spots. That's a hell of a night for you guys. So see if I can talk here. Congratulations on the P2 here, Trevor, man. Who you want to thank?
Well, first and foremost, just like I said, huge congrats to Scott, man. He's been knocking on the door, like I said, for a while, and he definitely earned this one. We compared times there with probably like, I don't know, 26, 27 to go, and he was like a tenth and a half faster than me. So he was flat out faster, better. So props to him. I'm super happy that he's got a win in the mods here this season. He even said it himself when he crossed the finish line. He's about damn time I get a win in the mods. So props to him. Shout out all the guys at FTM, Anthony, Clay, Dylan. I see him there. It's everyone in the all the FTM guys in the field here. pretty cool to sweep the podium here, and FDM won, so it's a win for me in my book. Yeah, props to all those guys. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, Dean Renzo, Super Dark Car Series, ShaggyTV. Oh, there's so many. Everyone at C2C for putting this stuff on. Yeah, well, live and learn. Take it to the next week. Take it to the Pro Lates, and early in the season, away we go here.
Hey, hell of a run, man. Hopefully, I'm talking to you again soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The Philly Flyer bringing home P2. And now we'll bring up the man who, well, probably harder on himself than any other guy I know. But boy, oh boy, Scotty. Man. What is, first off, rewind, dude. 10 to go. You're inching to the inside, caution flag waves. 7 to go. You're to the inside, caution flag waves. 5 to go. Damn, same thing. And man, the caution flags just keep coming. I mean, did you think you were ever going to be able to get this thing done?
Man, it's frustrating when you got a faster car, and even going back to the 358 race, I was like, this car could win this race if it wasn't Lanier, or if it wasn't anything else that's going on right now. But yeah, racing Trevor there, I mean, it was so much fun. Even when I threw the slider, I'm like, it's coming, and I threw the slider. And that's what you get when you're racing respect around guys that are with respect. Like, obviously we're in the same Discord, and we were able to tell each other. I know this car was just, I found that line in warm-ups. I hit the fastest lap in warm-ups right before the feature, and I didn't run it again because I didn't want anybody else to see where I was going. And then throughout the race there, when I got up to third and Clay was running the bottom, I was running the bottom behind Clay. And then Clay went to the top, and I threw the slider a couple of times, and I caught right up to Clay, and the caution came out. And I was like, damn it, now Clay's going to know it's there. And thank God Clay doesn't really pay a whole lot of attention to his mirror, so he didn't know it was there. I was able to get by him, and then, yeah, all those cautions came out. I mean, that's part of the game, but Trevor was respectful. Obviously, he knew what I was doing at that point. He could have easily been pinching me down there, not allow me to do it, but that's how respectful guys race each other. It's easy to race guys when you have confidence that they're not going to dump you or they're not going to wreck you. So,
well, yeah, there's also, and I don't want to make out anybody that like he kind of let you by, because he definitely didn't. There's a difference between respectful racing and smart racing, And Trevor there, he's running points. I mean, dude, they could smell you coming. They're watching you coming on the relative, and I mean, he could see you to the inside so often. So, when you're going to throw that slide job, he's got to be smart. He's got to try to counter under you. Now, this is where I want to pick your brain, because Scott, I would have done the same damn thing you did. And I mean, when you finally get to the outside here, how important was it that you kind of enter the middle there? Don't give Trevor a lot of room, how he kind of entered so high, you entered the middle. I think that was the game changer, couldn't slide in, it let you have the momentum. How important was it to do that?
Well, I mean, you got to, obviously when they're starting there, you got to break their momentum. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point of being out there?
Exactly.
So, it's like I was going to pinch him enough to not wreck us both, but pinch him enough to be able to get that momentum coming off. That's not dirty. That's smart. I mean, there's a big difference between that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and I would expect anybody else to do the same thing to me. I've had it done to me several times. I mean, you saw the 358 race. That was just, I was like, where else am I going to go? I had to slam the brakes to not get into the guy in front of me, and then I get hit from behind. No fault to anybody in that whole entire thing. That's Lanier. So it's like, I feel like I really felt this is my favorite track. These guys always hate on this track because it's so one lane and it's not racy. Well, it's pretty racy for me. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it so much. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this on the stream, but I don't know if you could catch that or not. But that was a beer opening. So, it's my favorite place to come here. I-55. These smaller tracks. I always say the tracks that don't really take a lot of talent to win at. Those are the ones I'm good at. So that's why I love coming here. I don't have to really figure all this crap out. And we got so many good guys on this team. I know we dominated, like number wise in here, and we don't really, we have a lot of guys, but at the same time, we're always like, man, we don't want to scare guys away to not come run because there's so many of us, and a lot of these guys are incredibly fast, and everybody across the board are so fast. You got Templeton and Dickens and Randy Dixon and all these guys that are so damn fast. And it's like it's fun. I was just saying before this race even started, I'm like, we got to get Isaac back. Like I miss Isaac. Yeah, I had a huge rivalry with him. I could never beat him. But it's so much fun to race against the guys that are fast and clean, and that's why this league is top notch in my eyes. It's like, yeah, it's supposedly the I rating cap, but you could take 99% of these guys in this league and throw them in officials, and they're going to have I ratings in the 4,000 to 5,000s. We just don't run officials. That's why we're in this. So it's like, sure, it's an entry level, if they want to call it that these days. It's an entry level league, but bullshit. This thing is, there's so many good, fast, respectful guys, and not just on FTM, across the board. So hats off to all the guys that make this thing go around.
Well, hey, congratulations on a good run there, Scott. I'm proud of you. That was a big win. I found out tonight from somebody in the chat box that you smell like mayonnaise and bacon. So you're really,
I'm getting,
I have no
I'm
idea
getting
what
messages.
that means, but you're gonna
Yeah,
love.
I'm getting
you are gonna
messages
love
from
the last lap. You're gonna love that.
I'm getting. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch, but I'm getting messages from DJ, who is a scientist. I'm going to spill the beans. He's a scientist.
Oh, okay, so that's who that is. All right,
that's
okay.
DJ. Yeah, so he's like, hey, you got a new nickname. Ask Shaggy. So I got to know what my new nickname is.
Yeah, mayonnaise and bacon. I might start calling you Hellman's. That's
Hellman's?
my type of
that's
mayonnaise.
Weird you say that, because my very first, when you first get onto iRacing and you got to do your your generic car or whatever off from Trading Paints, Hellman's was my sponsor on my car.
Well, yeah, there we go, man. I might start rolling with that.
And the best thing is I can't even have it because I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, no good, dude. I'm not one of those crazy people, but man, my little brother, he'll dip French fries in mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise, not to that extent, but oh man,
I love it too. But I mean, when I have it, I got to clear my schedule for the next 4 to 8 hours.
Oh man, I feel that. Well, hey, hell of a run.
The room smells worse than Dean tonight.
hell of a win here, Scott. Congratulations, man. Hopefully,
Thanks,
I'm
brother.
talking to you again soon.
Yeah.
I didn't let you do your thanks. Yeah, we BS too long. You do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. See, I'm not good at this anymore.
I know. First and foremost, big shout out to Bill Calder. He got some more bad news this couple days ago. So big shout out to Bill Calder. Everybody on FTM is praying for him. All the guys over at FTM, obviously Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series. Oh God, I don't have my car up on the screen. I'm terrible at this. Expert Insulation, DJ Sim Shops. You, Shaggy, doing the broadcast. I think this is my first win with your logo on my car.
Yeah, unless you had it on the sprint car when I got dumped. I think I brought that up. I was like, this is the last time. I think the last time you won a race was when I got dumped.
It was.
So it'll be nice to call it.
It might have been on there. Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. We went off. We went off the rails again. I can't do an interview with you anymore, man.
No, and I even rewinded the thing, but I'm stuck in close-up views. I was going to help you with your sponsor, but I've been trying to not click open into those other cameras.
Yeah, you know what?
Zoomed in with.
Let me shout out to my landlord, Jack Howell Properties. Frankie at the shop tonight, twisting wrenches again. Sorry, I'm not there if he actually watches this, but anybody else, thanks.
Good way to end it. Hell of a run, Scotty. I'll talk to you again soon, my man.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Scott Rayome bringing it home here. And, man, it took a while to get there with all the cautions, but he was able to work his way around the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. And with that, we're going to call it a quits here. Truthfully, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was supposed to broadcast again at 9. I just looked. Apparently, there's a big charity race going on in iRacing. So they canceled for tonight. I'm going to go out here and play in the clay in the late model a little bit. So you guys have a good night. We'll be back live Monday. Marty Sakala here. We're coming into my neck of the woods once again, Port Royal, PA. You'll see me playing out there in the clay. make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show, and have a good night.